Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're watching me from. Are you watching from America, from Europe, from Africa, from Middle East, from Asia, or from Australia? Good day to you all. My name is Ugo, and I would like to talk about one of the issues or one of the challenges we are facing in Nigeria. And one of the challenges we're facing in Nigeria is because we as Nigerians, or we as Nigerians, we're not running a true federal system of government. What we are running in Nigeria is a unitary system of government, but in the guise of federal system of government. And the people in government, they actually know this, but they just want to leave it like this because this system they are running now breeds corruption, and they feed on this corruption. It pays them. That's why they're not doing anything to change it, to change the narrative. They like it the way it is going like this. When you look at countries around the world practicing true federalism, the likes of the United States of America, Mexico, Brazil, Russia, Austria, Belgium, Australia, Malaysia, Pakistan, India, Ethiopia. When you look at these countries, you see that they have one thing in common. Their government is progressive, effective, and efficient. I didn't call Nigeria. I'm supposed to call Nigeria in that list, but I didn't call Nigeria because we in Nigeria we're not running a federal system of government. What we're running is a unitary system of government, which is not supposed to be so. These countries, they have one thing in common: progressive government, effective government, and responsive government. But it's not like that in Nigeria because what we are practicing is not true federalism. What we are actually doing here is unitary system of government in the guise of federal system of government. Now, when you ask yourself, or when you ask the question, what is a true federal system of government? A true federal system of government is a government in which the federating units, federating states, federating regions have powers vested in them. They have the political will to do things. Not the central power won't be vested in the central government like the way it is in Nigeria. No, but the powers will be spread around the federating units, just like the way it is in America, where you have states like California, Texas, and all and the likes. They have political will to do things. If you go to same thing as Australia, where you have the regions of New South Wales, Queensland, Tasmania, you have political will to do things. They have powers vested in them. They can do things. What the central government just does for them is just to exercise military might, the external affairs, and other likes of such powers. But most of the basic things that needs to be done are done by the federating units. Not like the way it is in Nigeria, that the government is responsible for water resources, the government is responsible for military, is responsible for external affairs, is responsible for internal affairs, responsible for policing, responsible for, even for fire service. These things, except external affairs and military powers, should be rested in the component states. These kind of things breeds corruption, especially the way money is being circulated in Nigeria. Every month you have this federal location. The federal government circulates money, sends money to component states. It's not supposed to be so. Basically, in a federal system of government, the component states are the ones that will contribute towards the center, not the center contributing to them. So what we're actually running in Nigeria now breeds corruption. That is why you see people elected into government offices in Nigeria. What they just do is they sit down, fold their arms. At the end of every month, the federal government sends them money, federal allocation, and they just pounce on this money and embezzle it. But if we practice true federalism, believe me, half of Nigeria's problem will be sorted out. And I'll give you the reasons now. If we start practicing true federalism in Nigeria, rich states like Rivers, Lagos, Akwa Ibom, and the likes, once they have control over their resources, like it should be in true federal system of government, and you have multinationals mining these resources, and the money is going to the purses or the coffers of those states' government, then less privileged states like the Gombes, the Yobes, who don't really have resources like that, but they do have actually, but who don't have oil or gas, and they don't collect allocations from the federal government, you will see that most people who are running to vie for political offices because of the flat federal allocation won't do that. Because by this time now, what it means is that each state have to think of a way to generate internally generated revenue for themselves. So a person or a candidate who want to contest to become a governor in Jigawa, knowing fully well, a governor aspirant, knowing fully well that there is not going to be any allocation for the federal government, from the federal government. Likewise, a local government aspirant, local government chairman aspirant, knowing fully well that there's not going to be federal allocation from the federal government, they will think twice, because if they are going there, they have to be on their toes to think of how Jigawa would generate internally generated revenue for themselves. And once they have this in mind, people who have ulterior motives going into government won't go. It is the genuine politicians, genuine technocrats, genuine people who can really contribute to that state, Jigawa, to Yobe, to Taraba, that will actually contest and go. People who have the mindset of the people who have the mental capacity, people who have the intellect to think out of the box, to generate IGR for these states that will go for that, that will go and contest those elections. You will see that the corrupt politicians won't even try to vie for such elections, because they know that it is not business as usual. It is business unusual. In a true federal system of government, the central government shouldn't be sharing money, allocating money to federating units. No, it is this federating unit that will contribute money to the federal government. Even at that, if we are practicing true federalism, the mineral resources in each state, the allocations or the royalties ought to go to each state. It is not supposed to go to the federal government. When you look at it the way it is being done in America, in Russia, in Malaysia, in Australia, any mineral resources mined or explored from any state or any region goes to the coffers of that state. That's the way it ought to be. Not the way we are doing it here in Nigeria. Now, what you see, oil is explored in Rivers State, but the money goes to the coffers of the federal government. And the federal government will use that money to go and be developing other regions. And you say we have one Nigeria. That is wrong. It is totally wrong. What we should be doing is that any limestone mined in Ewekoro, the royalty, the money which that investor used in mining, the royalty of that mining should go to the coffers of Ogun State government. Any oil or gas explored from escarvos, the royalty should go to the coffers of Delta State government. Any gas or oil, crude oil, explored in brass, The money should go to the purse of Bayelsa State government. Any gas, any LNG explored from Bonny Island, the money should go to the coffers or to the purse of Rivers State government. Any gold mined from Ogbomoso or from Iwo, the money should go to the purse of Osun State government or your state government. Same goes to any bitumen mined in Okitipupa. The money should go to the purse of Ondo State government. Just like that, not to the federal government. So that these states can use that money to develop their own states and grow at their own pace. Don't use the money that Chevron paid Rivers State government for mining, for exploring oil. In one part of Rivers. For exploring oil in Ahoda, or for mining for exploring oil in Oloibiri, and give it to one other state in probably the north. And you say we are practicing true federalism. That is not true federalism. The money they got, River State government, the royalty that Chevron paid for exploring LNG, liquefied natural gas, on Bonny Island. The money gotten from Chevron or from BP, the money gotten from Mobil, from exploring oil in Ogoni land, that money should go to the purse of Rivers State government, not to the purse of federal government of Nigeria. Not. Those money should go to each state so that they can develop at their own pace. Then each state can now contribute towards the center. At this point, the center, the federal government of Nigeria, will just hold military powers, external affairs powers, and the likes. Not controlling water resources. You have a Ministry of Water Resources, Ministry of Police Affairs, Ministry of Agriculture at the center. Why should you have that? What you are practicing here is simply a false system of federal government. We are just practicing unitary system of government in the guise of federal system of government. That is why Nigeria can never work. It is a scam. They are just duping other states to enrich other states. Believe me, if this oil and gas we're talking about were to be in the north, Nigeria would have ceased to exist. They would have gone their separate ways. You can't be taking oil and gas from Escravos, from Brass in Bayelsa, from Bonny Island in Rivers. Take that money, that Mobil, that Chevron, that Adrax Petroleum are paying you, and use to develop Yobe, one less advantage state in the north. You develop them, and you are saying what is one Nigeria. It cannot work. That's not the federal system of government. Let those money remain in their states. Let the money remain in Delta. Let the money remain in Bayelsa. Let the money remain in River State. It's only then that we know that we are practicing true federalism. Go to all around the country, all around the world, where they are practicing federal system of government. That's the way it is being run. You cannot take money from somewhere and use to develop another place. No, it's not done like that in the federal system of government. It is not done. The money that was gotten from mining limestone in Ewekoro should go to the purse of Ogun State government. Let the Ogun State government use that money to develop Ogun State. If Taraba wants to develop, let them look for a way to generate IGR by themselves. It's not compulsory you get IGR through oil or gas. You can go into tourism. Tourism is also paying very well. There are also other mineral resources in all this part of in those states. They have gypsum. They have bauxite. They have different things, but they don't want to explore these ones. They just want to keep on. It's just oil and gas, oil and gas, oil and gas. Let all those other states, those less advantaged states, let them look inwards and generate idea themselves. If we do this, run a true system of a true federal system of government, it will curb most of our challenges, most of our issues will be sorted out. 50% of it will be sorted out. You will see that wrong politicians, fake politicians with criminal intent won't come into government just to sit down, fold their arms, and wait for federal allocation every month. Once federal allocation comes in, you eat all the money, you embezzle it. Mobi will pay for royalty for exploring oil in Eket. The money should go to Akwa Ibom state government, but the money will go to federal government, and they'll go and use it to build one thing or to do road in Sokoto. Meanwhile, the people generating that revenue, their state is in a deplorable condition. That is not federal system of government. It is robbing. It is broad day robbery. If this oil and gas we're talking about were to be in the north, the northerners would have gone their separate ways. Let us run a true system of government. It's as simple as that.